Okay.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Happiness is a real sense of fulfillment that comes from hard work. A very good morning to one and all present here again. On behalf of our institution, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to our today's webinar titled Angel Investment Funding Opportunities for Startups. For all the engineering students, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram, Chennai. I hope all are safe and secure. A warm welcome to Dr. M. Murali Krishna sir, Dean of Engineering and Technology, our VP Academics, Dr. G. Prabhakaran sir, Head of the Computer Department, Dr. K. Raja sir, and I welcome our resource person, Mr. D.S. Pandian sir. I also welcome our event coordinators, Mrs. D. Devahema ma'am, Mr. Mairaj sir, and all the faculties and the students. I would like to welcome our technical person, Mr. Pandian sir, Manager HDFC Bank Chennai. He is a talented and skilled person in the banking industry. He is currently working with HDFC Bank as Assistant Vice President. Our technical expert have done his bachelor's in engineering field and completed his MBA, and have been consistent outperformer in the bank for the last 5 years with a lot of recognitions. He has attended various international conferences in the United States of America. With no further delay, I welcome our speaker, Mr. Pandian sir. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Could you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Could you see the presentation?
Yes, sir. We could see now the different types of funding. Am I right, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We could see that.
Thank you very much for the introduction, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, students. Good morning to one and all. This is Pandian. I'm the Assistant Vice President in HDFC Bank, Chennai, Velacheri. Here in this presentation, I would like to speak about various types of funding, especially the angel investment. Okay, all would have known about funding, different types of funding, bank funding, and else other funding. Okay, so I'd like to start with what are the different types of funding available in the market as of now. Okay. Hello. It's audible now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So yes. The different types of funding. Okay. So when you want to start a business, or when you want to start a venture, okay, the first step is you put your money. Okay, you put your own money. It might be your savings or any other money from your relatives. This type of money which you put or you collect from your relatives is called bootstrapping. This technical term is called bootstrapping. Okay, this is one type of funding. This is the basic type of funding which each and every person who wants to start a business looks for. This is a basic type of funding in India. And the next type of funding is called IPO. This is the next, the next technical type of funding. So many of you would have learned about this type of funding. It is called initial public offer. Okay, so when a company has got started, okay, so when a company has got started, they want to list their shares to the public. They want to allocate some shares. For example, if a company is handling 100% of shares, they want to allocate 50% of shares to the common public. So they will sell the shares to the common public. This is called initial public offer. So they specify a market price and this much lots you can purchase. You must have heard recent IPOs, Paytm IPO, HDFC Life IPO. Many IPOs are coming recently, and some of the IPOs will be very good hunter, and some will be in loss. Okay, so this is one of the funding methods which company organizes. Okay, so another one is called merger. Okay, so if a small company has been running with some employees and some turnover, that company is doing very well, and it's and the company has significantly grown well, then the companies will be acquired by any bigger company, international companies. This is called merger or acquisition. Okay, so some of the mergers which happened in the recent times is Flipkart has been acquired by Walmart, and many other companies has been done recently. 4 days back, HDFC and HDFC Bank has become a merger. This is one of the biggest mergers in India. And the another other type of funding is called debt funding. Debt funding is called bank funding. Okay, uh, debt funding is called bank funding, where banks will fund to your projects. Am I audible, right?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Uh, so this type of funding is done by banks. Okay. So what is the difference between bank funding and angel investor? Okay. So bank funding is generally the very secure type of funding. Okay. So bank has very less chances of giving it to a new project, new enterprises, new project, new businesses. They will have only limited types of limited amount of funding for the such type of products. Okay, so different types of banks funding or secured loan. Secured loan is secured loan. There are some examples of secured loan, which is called loan against property. We can take a loan against any of your properties, any of your commercial properties or individual properties, and you can have a overdraft against your business. It's called crash credit or overdraft. You can have a business. This is called secured loan. And unsecured loan is it's a business loan, project loan. What is the difference between secured loan and unsecured loan? Is in secured loan, bank will have a mortgage. That is, bank will have a property against the loan which has been given to the person. And in unsecured loan, the bank won't have any collateral to the bank. So unsecured loan is normally the interest rates are very cheap, around 7% to 9%. The interest rates are there, whereas unsecured loan, the interest rates are a little bit higher than secured loan. And another type of loan is credit card. You must have heard there are certain loans can be taken against credit card. Amazon, you would have seen. You would have heard a very peculiar incident that Amazon has run initially. Amazon has run its company initially for 1 year through a credit card loan. These are types of loan banks provided. Okay, so apart from this, there are gold loans. Multiple loans are there in bank. These are certain things in banking. Okay, so and the final one is equity loan. Okay, so equity loan is here we come to the topic. Okay, so these are the different types of loan. But equity is something different. Equity where the persons involved are angel investors, venture capital funding, venture capital and angel investors. So angel investors start their funding at the earliest stage of the business. When you want to start a business at the earliest stage, at the starting stage, angel investors guide the company. Okay, whereas venture capitalists come towards in the middle or end of the process. Okay, so we will see that what is angel investor and how it helps in running the business, and we'll see the comparison between the angel investors and the venture capitalists here. Okay. So what is an angel investor? It's can it be viewed? The second slide.
Yes, sir, we can see that, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
See, what is angel investor? Okay, so angel investor is an individual. Okay, it's an individual or a small group of persons who provides capital for a business. Okay, if you want to start any business, you want to start any innovative business, any startups you want to start, they provide capital for your business. Okay, it's angel investor normally provides medium type of capital, not huge capital, it provides a medium type of capital to the business. Okay, so how they provide capital to the business? Usually angel investors in exchange of the convertible debt or ownership equity. So if a company is private limited, okay, so you have 100% of shares to the company. Okay, so normally they will have certain shares, 50% or 60%. This angel investors hold the share pattern in favor of them. Balance 40% only the board of directors and the rest of the persons can have. The rest of the person can have it. Okay, so they hold a certain ownership of the equity or debt in terms of share value. So some of the angel investors, which is very common, is Tata chairman Ratan Tata as angel. He's running angel investment firm. Asim Premji from Wipro and Infosys Narayan Murthy are running an angel investors, are being an angel investors. They have the ownership of the shares. Okay, they and the control of the business goes to the angel investors. When the angel investors enter into a business, they will have a little bit of authority driving your business. That is the share allocation between the angel investors and the company. There are certain positives and a little bit of negatives in angel investment. Okay, so there are more number of positives there, but little bit of negatives in angel investment that we can cover in this slide. Startups have a lot of privilege and opportunity in getting the angel investment funding. Okay, so what is the thing they require is they require innovative ideas. What no persons do in the business. They want some innovative ideas, innovative creations. They can be funded by angel investors. So these are the pros, and availability is based on who you know. So if you know an angel investor, if you have a very well contact with the angel investor, then you can move with the correct person. This is one of the little bit negative in angel investor. And in the positive side, all locations, anywhere in the world and any industries are eligible for availing funding in angel investor. Angel funding. There's no shortfall. That is, this area is only covered. This engineering is only covered. IT is only covered, or mechanical is only covered. Any ideology, any creativity which is best in the market will be funded by angel investors. And the cons is terms can be little bit ambiguity, and funding can be little bit slow. We can't get a stretch. For example, if you require a 1 crore amount of funding, you can't get a stretch 1 crore of funding. 1 crore of funding in one stretch. That will be little bit ambiguity in this, and funding will be very much slow when compared to other types of funding. And monthly payments are not verified. You don't want to pay, in banking. If you take a loan, you have to pay a monthly EMI, equated monthly installment. You have to pay a regular month-on-month EMI. Here, the monthly payments are not verified. This is one of the pros in the angel funding. And here, another disadvantage is an option for investors to convert debt to equity is required. So whatever funding you have, equity, the shares should be converted to equity. That is 50 to 60%. The angel investors will be holding. Okay. And another positive side is guidance and support are included in this angel investor. They will guide you to a certain level and support to a certain level in order to run a business. And the cons is same. Angel investors support and guidance may be limited. There won't be a huge amount of support or guidance. That will be limited. To an extent, they will support you. These are the pros and cons of angel investors. Okay. And the next slide is what are the steps in angel funding. Okay, so how the angel funding comes into the picture, how the angel funding comes to picture, and what is the starting step, and how it comprises, and how it
This is algorithm and the code I.
For merge also
hello. It's audible, right?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. And funding, the steps are first, the person who starts a business, he should write a business plan. Okay, so business plan is something, it should be innovative and creative. What is the business you are going to start? You must have a clear vision and clear idea in the business which you are starting. So how you are going to proceed that business? What is the vision? What is the mission of the business? What is the turnover? Or what is your 1 year short-term goal? What is your long-term goal? You must specifically highlight what is your business plan, and it should be very innovative. It must not. For example, I start a hotel. I run a normal business. I run a vegetable. I run a shop. It's a run a multi-station shop. It's a normal type of business. This business plan, which you as an engineer, which you give to the proposer, that is the angel investor, it should be a different type of plan. This is the starting point in angel funding. And the business ideas, what are the ideas you create in that business in order to be different and unique to run the business. This is the second step. And innovativeness of the business idea. So what are the business idea you propose to the angel investor? It should be very innovative. None of the very few of the market persons should have this innovativeness, so that your business plan should be very much innovative, and your business plan should add a value to the customers, common public. For example, Flipkart has started a business in a scratch. Amazon has started the business in a scratch. They added a value to the customers. They created a own value, and they become a unicorn, and they created a value to the customers, investors, and the company. And for the government also, they created value. They have brought a profit to the government also. So whatever the business you are going to start, it should be value to all persons, all the stakeholders. It should be value to the customers. It should be value to the investors, and it should be a huge value to the company. So they will, the angel investor will see this point specifically. What is the value you are getting added? What is the value you are adding to the company? And next is the investment profile. What is the profile? Investment profile, they look into it. See, the angel investors, the angel investors have a specific characteristics. That is, the bear extreme high risk. The risk in the angel investor side is very high, because they are funding a business plan. The business has no track record. Has no previous performance. So the extreme risk high. They have extreme high level of risk in angel investors. And see, if there is a risk, there will be always a return. If there is more amount of risk in angel funding, there will be more amount of return. Normally, the returns will be 30 to 40% in angel funding, and higher return 5 to 7. Normally, the angel funding period will be 5 to 7 years. When you start the company, when you are in the starting process of the company, it will be normal 5 to 7 years. The funding will happen. And normally, if you see a scenario in current position in India, in the world, around in 10 companies where the angel investors fund, only 1 or 2 companies flourish. Other companies, 8 or 9 out of the 10 companies doesn't flush. They move to a certain period and then vanish. So this is the amount of risk the angel funding has to bear. Okay. And the angel investor and venture capital. Okay, so angel investors and venture capital almost the same common names used in the management or business side, but there are certain differences between angel investor and venture capital. One second. See, in angel investor, first I would like to have compare between angel investor and what is venture capital. Angel investors use their own money. That is, they never start a company to fund the business. They use their own money. They, as an individual, as a small group of individuals, they use their own money. As it will be normally an individual type of business, will be angel investor type of business. Whereas venture capital use other people's money. See how they use other people's money is they form an entity. They form an entity or organization. Okay, so they form an organization. The cost will be similar as to form a venture capital. A group of persons. They might start a private limited or partnership type of company for venture capital, because the funding will be very huge in venture capitalists. Okay, the persons who are involved in angel investors, are normally the entrepreneurs who are running the business. Who are running the business previously, successful business, or they might be ex entrepreneurs. They only form a angel investment type. Okay, so and in venture capital, see, they form an entity organization. And the main thing is the angel investor, they come into early stage. When you want to start a business, when you want to start a business, innovative business, they come to an early stage. The initial type of funding will be funded by angel investor. Whereas in venture capital, they come around on the 40% to 60% in the middle level of stage, where the funding required is very huge type of funding required. That during the time venture capitalists will come into business. Okay, so the angel investors risk is very high. As I said, they come into the initial stage. They don't know the performance track of the company. They don't know the risk appetite of the company. So they don't know anything, but they are entering into the business. So the risk will be very high in angel investor. Whereas the venture capital risk will be there, but not very high than angel investors, because since they enter into a middle level, 5th year, 7th year, 9th year, the 9th year stage. At that time, you know how the company is running, what are the pros of the company, what are the cons of the company. So what is the performance track? All the details, the records will be there. For performance of the company will be there. So the risk will be very less in venture capital. So as I said, the return of interest, whatever the returns you get in angel investors is very high, whereas venture capital returns is very normal, not very less, not so high as angel investors. And see, the angel investors, they stay only for a short period of time. They stay only for 3 years, 5 years. After that, they leave the company and they sell their holdings and they move off. They in turn they can give it to a venture capitalist and then move on. See, and the venture capitalists stay for long term, because they hold the major shares of the company. They take part in the decision making of the company, and they take part in the profits, and they stay very longer in the company, and they help the company grow. If the company is in the mid-level stage, they help the company to grow. Some of the companies which have been funded by venture capitalists are Flipkart, Flipkart, Walmart. Many companies are funded by venture capitalists. Okay, so after that, they help in creating an initial public offering for the company. Their shares, they can sell the shares. They can sell it to the public. The shares they can sell it to the public. They support in the venture capital support in this type of businesses, and they support in mergers and acquisition. If your company needs to be acquired by any other bigger company, they help in that. If your company wants to get merged to any other company, they help in that. They normally do it for a long term type of business. So, and some of the differences between the angel investors, they don't interfere in day-to-day functions of a company. So angel investors, if you start a business as an engineer, if you want to start an IT business, if you want to type of electrical, electronics, any type of industry, angel investors, they provide funding. They don't interfere in day-to-day functions. Day-to-day, your all functions, they don't interfere. They interfere in certain level of functions, certain level of your day-to-day functions, but not in all the functions. Whereas venture capital, they involve in all the decisions of a company. Whatever the important decision, a small decision or big decision you take in the company, they get involved in they involve in a board meeting, directors meeting, shareholders meeting, all meetings they will involve. They will be a part of your company, venture capital. That as I said, angel. As I said, the angel investors, the funding will be normal. Starting will be around $25,000 and maximum $7 lakh can be. This is the maximum cap for angel investors. Okay, whereas the investment funding, that is a VC, venture capital funding, can go to $7 million. So that much funding, venture capitalists will fund to the business. And here in angel investor, they do only financial assistance. They only provide funding and little bit of ideas they provided. But other than that, they don't participate in the company session. Whereas in this venture capital, they seek strong competitive product or service. They want to make the product, whatever the product you design or whatever the service you give it to the public, they want to make it competitive in the market. So they help in making it so. And they give a very talented management team. They provide a talented, they involve in the management team, and whatever required in the wide marketing potential, whatever current situation requires, they will accomplish to the current type of market. So that type of support this venture capitalists provided. Okay, so these are the different differences between angel investor and a venture capital. Angel investors will be starting for starter level type of funding, and venture capital will be venture capitals will be a mid-level funding. Okay. Now I think only 3 minutes is there. Can we extend it?
Also, you can continue until it just gets over. So actually,
okay.
Yes, thank you.
And some of the active angel investors in India, some of the active angel investors in India are Cred founder. You must have this company called Cred founder Kumar Shah is an active angel investor. And another two angel investors, Jitendra Gupta and Amrish Rao, they fund for angel. And unicorn founders such as Sajid Kumar, Gaurav Munjar, Vidit Atre, and Varun Alag. And these are the different types of angel funding, angel funders. And during this COVID times, if you see in India, COVID times, 2 years COVID time, last 2 years, the COVID times are there. In this time, there has been a phenomenal market for the startups. Okay, many startups have been started, and many startups have got the funding from the angel investors, and they have grown successfully, successfully got into a very significant position. See, in India, many unicorn companies have been found out in during the type of COVID. See, what I say is, where there's challenges, COVID is a challenge for many of the people, all of the people. Okay, so all of the people, all the public persons in the country, in the world, it's a very challenge. See, in this challenge also, many persons has created an opportunity how to bring out this challenge, and uh, how to overcome this challenge, and how to create a challenge into opportunities. This is the one of the management lesson we have to learn from this COVID time. What is essential, what is not essential. So these are the things we have to learn from this COVID time. I want to continue next two slides. I want to hear from the persons. Any queries you have? Any queries from this? You have any queries in terms of angel investors, venture capital? Students, you can ask your queries.
Participants, if you have any questions, kindly post in the chat box.
Sir, Pandian sir, almost time is going to end. Sir, we can just turn off, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Deepanjali.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Thank you to all the participants. We have come to the end of the session. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram, Chennai, it's an honor for me to express my gratitude to everyone present here on this webinar. It's my privilege to express my vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this program a great success. I extend hearty vote of thanks to our resource person, Mr. Pandian sir, who spared his time from his busy schedule to grace this event. The session was so informative, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to thank our management, respected Director, Dean sir, VP Academic, Head of the Computer Science Department, Dr. K. Raja sir, for giving this wonderful opportunity. I'm glad to thank our faculty coordinators, Mrs. D. Devahemaman and Mr. Maniraj sir, for this opportunity. I'm very thankful to the entire participants of this meeting. All please be safe and secure. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.